Al McGee with your entertainment ticket at www.yeticket.com. The film I'm going to talk about right now is called How to Be Single. Well, many of us has tried that. Many of us was forced into that. And many of us, adults, have to deal with it. But in this movie, it's called How to Be Single. Well, did they teach any good lessons here on how to be single, how to deal with being a single person living in a big city like New York City? Well, let me tell you a little bit about the story. The story is about particular people: Alice, Robin, Lucy, Meg, Tom, and David. They're all single. So they come from different walks of life, but they kind of like meet together in the city of New York. And they, intertwine, and they're single. For example, young lady, she had a boyfriend. They're in love while they're in college. But when they graduated, she decided to say, hey, I think I want to be alone right now, try to find myself, trying to find out who I am. So the boyfriend said, well, I don't agree with you, but do what you got to do. Then there's another young lady. She's living alone because, well, she is alone. She doesn't have a boyfriend. There's another young lady. She's alone, but she loves to party, and she winds up having sex with many different guys. And there's a female doctor. She's alone because she chose to be alone because she was, she wanted her career to be her. Man, she just wanted to be career-minded, no kids and things like that. So you got these different scenarios going on. For example, there's another man. He's a bartender, and he's single, but he still would like to have someone, but he likes to date the ladies. And another man, his wife died, and he's forced to be single with a kid. Well, let me tell you who's in it. Dakota Johnson, Rebel Wilson, Leslie Mann, Alison, Brie, Damon Wayans Jr. He's in this film, and this is directed by Christian Ditter. Now, did Christian do a good job with how to be single? Well, one thing I like about this film is it tries to show the real life of being a single person, where it's not made up, it's not a fantasy, anything like that, and how people go through these emotional ups and downs, these grains of emotions, from being single. They can't decide, do they want to or don't want to be single. And I will admit, a few of them run away from it. Some of them, run towards it. But it really doesn't give you a real good model of how to be single or what to do when you're single. Now, Rebel Wilson, she's the comic relief in this, and she really has a large role in this. And she seems to be the one who have a lot of authority, impact, or knowledge of being single in here by telling one or two of her girlfriends on what to do. And she really not the real lead role because this is like an ensemble. And this movie is funny, but there's not a lot of belly laughs in this, and it is predictable. And like I say, this film is a type of film, well, you kind of enjoy it when you see the different people from the different walks of life trying to deal with being single. And like I said, they try to deal with it in a real life situation. And in some ways, I identify with some of the characters because some of those things did happen to me. And in some of those situations, I really did. So I kind of believe this script. Now, the acting, from the actors, they were believable. They seemed to be real people, not caricatures. They seemed to be three-dimensional. Seemed to be like people you might meet somewhere down the street. So I enjoyed that too. Like I said, they were believable. But again, part of the plot was predictable with this. You can tell what was going to happen before it happens because the way they set it up in the film. And that's the other thing let me down about this film. And I will admit, being single can be fun, but also it can be, very unhappy for the single person because they don't know how to deal with it. This film is not perfect. Some of it's, too much of it is too predictable, but I will admit the characters are believable, but I still didn't fully enjoy this film. I'm only going to give this 2.5 palm trees. 2.5 palm trees out of 4 because of that. Now, I will say this. It is above average, but not by that much. How to Be Single? Well, it's an enjoyable film. You go see it for yourself and you decide. Is this, some type of reality to it? Or is it just fantasy? Or are these just cardboard characters? Hey, I'm Al McGee. I'm a real human being. Thank you for watching me on your entertainment ticket at www.yeticket.com. I really appreciate it.
We are your entertainment ticket, that's right. Yeticket.com. We are your